I know you can't see me, but it's like a little bright, so
There you go. I
right
can see you.
outside daylight. Um, so we're live now, and
Excellent.
yeah. So tell us who you are.
All right. So yeah, my name is Chris Rogers. I'm a trained and practiced marriage and family therapist, and I do a lot of spiritual formation work as well if people want that. And I have one published book called A Field Guide to Relationships. You can find it on Amazon. And I have another book, actually. The manuscript is almost done, but I'm working on some other projects. And so that's kind of sitting on the shelf for now. But I'm developing actually like a 14-day relationship course for people to, get a little bit of insight on how to work on their relationships. And that's me. I'm married, 2 kids, live in Western North Carolina, and happy to be here.
Yeah, the reason I have you is because I'm a writer myself.
Mm-hmm.
I write stories based on awarenesses, causes.
Mm,
I don't know if you're a superhero fan, but I do superhero
sure. Nice.
stuff. Um,
Do you do the drawings as well, or the storyboards, or?
just the writing. I type on this laptop here,
Hmm.
which is on. And so as you can already tell, I am a huge superhero fan because
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
saw my live stream I did
Hmm.
earlier because I love the What If series. Do you have Disney Plus?
No, but I've been thinking I need to check that out. I saw that pop up and I thought it looked pretty interesting. So I haven't seen it yet, but I definitely following, most of the stuff.
Yeah, well, before you watch What If, you have to watch Loki because something about what happens in Loki is the reason What If happened is
Oh, okay.
created.
Gotcha.
So,
I think I've gotten all the way through. I meant to double check. I didn't know if another episode was coming out or not, but I think I finished the season already, and I really enjoyed it. It was very creative.
yeah, sad, too bad that the woman who directed it was like one and done.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one season and done. She was like, I'm good. So they're gonna
So
have
we'll
to
see what
look.
happens next. Yeah.
Yeah, and I loved Loki. First of all, I thought they're really building up the whole multiverse, and I'm
Hmm.
hugely excited for the new Doctor Strange movie in the Multiverse of Madness. That's
Absolutely.
gonna be like a horror. I heard like a horror
Oh, nice.
type
A little
style.
dark. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, what have you been binge watching?
That's a really good question. I would say a bit of a guilty pleasure that I've gotten back into is the show called Bones. It's an older show, and I had seen it before, but it's kind of brainless for me, and I can just chill and relax and watch that at the end of the day. I also, as a hobby, I cycle. I ride on the road or ride my bike, and so I watch a lot of cycling as well. And there's something called the Vuelta a España, the Tour of Spain that's going on right now. And so those are the big things that I
I
probably,
think I heard about that on the news.
yeah.
Yeah, so
I also just almost done rewatching all the John Wick. They're on Peacock right now or whatever, and I've been going back through those.
John Wick.
Hmm.
Huh. So like, did you watch him in Legends of Tomorrow? Cause he's on there multiple times
I
throughout
don't think
the
so.
different seasons.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that sounds. Is
Cause
it?
the
What's the
Legend,
show about?
time travel,
Hmm.
but it's DC's version of time travel. So what
Oh,
happens in
okay.
the first season is this guy who is part of the Time Bureau recruits a bunch of misfits. Basically, if you watch Arrow or The Flash,
Hmm.
two people from that series, or not two people, but people from those two series come together thanks to a time traveler, and they basically go through time, try to uh, help stop what is called time travel criminals. And multiple times they go, like one episode each, they come back to the Wild West, which is where oh wait, John Wick. You're talking about the other guy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Not the Western. Oh, I was thinking of Western. I don't know what.
Well, I think I know what you're talking about. I think I've seen that pop up as well.
Wait, I thought his name was. Well, his name is also John, but
Yeah.
I don't know if it was John Wick. But yeah, I heard about John Wick, and I really liked the second. I think there was a third, right? Second and
Yes.
third. I don't know if I liked the. I don't know if I liked the first one as much,
Fair
but
enough.
the second one was really better.
Well, they added a lot more to the story in each one. They built on the story. The first one has a small story, and it's a lot more. It was low budget, action driven. But what I tell people is,
focused. Sorry.
I do. It's okay. I do. I do therapy with people. So all day, every day, I'm sitting with people in their life and in their struggles, which I enjoy doing. But when it comes to my leisure, I usually want lasers or superheroes or something that doesn't have a lot of or too much heavy drama to it, because it's too much like work for me. So I usually watch stuff that's usually more fantasy or just kind of out there.
Yeah, me too. I write a lot of fantasy, but I make sure all my stories are um I don't know, like circled around real stuff, real stuff that goes on.
Yeah.
Like real issues, real drama. So as much as fantasy as I try and put as much of a symbolism to each of the characters,
Sure.
the villains, the heroes,
Mm-hmm.
and so sorry, hang on. So I really draw a lot of inspiration from what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
And so I really love to write. So how has writing been for you? Like, how did you get into writing?
Yeah, it's an interesting story for me, at least, because it's something I never really thought I would do. I was always kind of an okay student, and then when I ended up choosing to get my master's degree to be a family therapist, I actually did really well then, finally, at the end of it, and had to do a lot of writing, and that probably helped a good bit. And then going through my own story, my own journey, overcoming addiction and just a history in my story, I started journaling. And for some reason, in that process of journaling, I realized that I really enjoyed that process of kind of thinking through things and working through things. And it was like in that process that I really, really discovered, like, I really enjoy this. I'm an extrovert, but there's something about just getting alone. I usually get some good music going on in my head, and I can just write and write and write and write, trying to figure out how to get paid more for that. But I kind of stumbled into it, and I really, really enjoy it. It's something I want to keep doing more of and more of and more of. I've already got a few other books already in my mind.
Yeah.
I thought about doing even like some screenplay stuff, but that feels way out there. So we'll see.
Oh, nice. So kind of like what was that one character from It Chapter 2? The guy who had the stuttering. He grew up. I forget. When you said screenwriting, I immediately thought of that one character from It Chapter 2, who was also played by the same guy who I think James McAvoy. Because he was a screenwriter in his character. But yeah, how I got into writing was a little bit similar, but I was very much younger. So I would write my dreams, my story, my thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
When I was about 7, I had my own dream journal.
Mm.
And I just really loved writing. I loved
Yeah.
expressing, and so the idea of telling stories was really something I guess I was just born with. I don't know if I want to say born with, but
Sure.
it kind of does feel like that.
Comes natural.
Yeah, naturally. That's the word I was looking for. Um, so to me, I love not only writing stories, but symbolizing people because I started seeing people in my life, and I'm also writing a story based on the people, the students I went to school with,
Hmm.
and symbolize them
Okay.
in different characters. Um, One of them is an archer. One of them is a is a cook who's a bear, and another one who wait I forget one, and another one that I made into like a stylish, like a Harley Quinn styled uh, character.
Cool.
Because one of them. I mean, they were good. She was a good person, but she was a bit of a drama queen. But
Yeah, a little
uh,
bit.
so that's what made me think of Harley Quinn because Harley Quinn symbolizes the crazy, and
Gotcha. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so to me that's how it was for me. Like I saw the world in a very different light, like a very creative light, and
Mm-hmm.
that's how helped me coped with writing.
Absolutely.
Like writing has helped me so much,
Yeah.
expressing it out, and I'm also been sending it to my editor, and we talked it over during COVID 2020 year
Mm-hmm.
to say, hey, let's get this stuff published, because I'm a superhero writer, so I think the best time was to work on it now because now Endgame is over, so the
Right.
whole Avengers Infinity Saga is over,
Mm-hmm.
so we can like work on getting it published.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I hope that goes well.
Yeah, and I hope not only does it get written, it gets published into comics.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Cause I love reading graphic novels. I just finished reading 2 days ago a Guardians of the Galaxy
Okay.
volume because I don't know I watched the Suicide Squad with with one of my housemates
Mm-hmm.
on HBO Max,
Yeah.
and so I wanted to read something that was James Gunn related, and I thought, okay, I just recently got the Suicide Squad. What can I read that I got like a couple weeks ago, days ago? So I
Right.
read Guardians of the Galaxy because there is so much talk of a new Guardians of the Galaxy
Mm-hmm.
video game that's coming out later
Oh,
this year
wow.
in
Okay.
October. Yeah, it looks.
Nice.
Have you ever played Telltale's games? Have you ever
Mm-mm.
heard of those
Mm-mm.
story
No,
kind
I
of based
haven't.
video games? Okay, so you're not much of a video gamer.
Not a whole lot. I play some with my son, but I'm like old school Zelda and older systems or whatever. I haven't really kept up
Have you
in
ever
recent
played Zelda Breath of the Wild?
years.
I heard that they're creating a sequel, and I heard also that in I'm trying to look it up, so that's why I'm on my phone.
Yeah, I think that's the one that my son has on the Wii U, and it is fabulous. I mean, just the story, but also the graphics, the gameplay. I'm not a huge gamer, but super impressed by that game.
Yeah, and you ever played Metroid?
Oh yeah, I think I have the original on Nintendo at my house.
Well, they're remastering it or like doing
Nice.
like a sequel. It's called. Now you're making me look up Metroid. Yeah, Metroid. Oh, I just had it. Um, Metroid Dread. I think that's what it's called.
Okay,
Yeah, Metroid Dread, and it's coming October 8th.
great. Do you know what platform?
Nintendo Switch.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
so you guys are more of a Nintendo Switch family?
Well, really, my son bought himself a Nintendo Wii, and he hasn't, or we haven't moved over to the Switch. Because we do some gaming, but not a whole lot. He actually really likes to read as well, and he builds things as well. So we do
So,
some
does he
gaming.
do Lego?
Yeah, lots of Legos. He actually just got a big Yoda as a
Yeah.
gift from somebody, and he does a lot of Minecraft with his friends as well.
Yeah, Minecraft. One of my friends, Eddie, who we're both on Twitch, so and YouTube. So, just to let everyone know, his Twitch channel is called Broken Wild with an E at the end.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, he was playing Minecraft, I think, with with some of my other classmates from
Nice.
school days. That was one of the things that happened to me during the COVID 2020 pandemic. Was I reached out, I got back on Facebook. I'm off of it again, but once I got back on it, um, I reached out to some high school mates
Hmm.
or old schoolmates of mine
Hmm.
that I went to school with, and I
Yeah.
gotta tell you, they're really good. Eddie and I sometimes play Fortnite. I don't know if you ever
Hmm.
heard of Fortnite. Um,
Yeah, I'm aware of it. Yeah.
yeah, it's a pretty fun, creative game. It's kind of like. Have you ever watched the movie Ready Player One?
Hmm.
So it's kind of like that.
Okay, that's cool.
So so you get to play as any type of character. Sometimes they have had some video game characters from different eras.
Hmm.
Like they actually are. I actually have heard of word that Metroid might be coming
Ah, that'd be cool.
to the next season because of the new
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
video game coming out on the Nintendo Switch. Um, and I'm very creative, so to me, getting to play different various characters that I grew up as a
Oh, yeah,
kid.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and I speaking of Star Lord, I actually just got the Star Lord styled character on Fortnite a couple of days
Oh,
ago and
nice.
last week,
So they
and
integrate a lot into it then.
oh yeah, they integrated a lot of DC and Marvel. It's crazy. Like you wouldn't imagine both different comic book people would not
Right,
be able to do that.
right.
Um,
Like I assume partly because Fortnite is such a phenomenon, everybody wanted to get in on the game.
yeah, um, it's exactly like Ready Player One, where everyone is like on it on their phones or on their PlayStation 4 and 5. I just got the 5, um, which
Nice.
is really nice. Um, I also have the Nintendo Switch. I have the Animal. Oh, what's it called? It's a very famous Nintendo game. It's called Animal Planet. I think that's what it's called.
Hmm, nice.
Wait, let me look it up. I want to make sure I got that right. Animal Cross. Animal. Yeah, Animal Crossing. New Horizon. That's
Hmm.
the game. But I
I haven't
didn't
heard of
get
that one.
I didn't get the game. I just bought the console because it was like
Oh, okay.
because the latest updated Nintendo Switch allows you to let it plug in through your phone charger. So the last one,
Oh wow.
yeah, the earliest one let you just have you had to have it plugged into the console if you wanted to
Ah, okay.
charge it. So this new updated Volume 2 version lets you charge through the phones. So
Nice. Smart.
I'm really the reason I bought a Nintendo Switch is because sometimes I go to my mom's house. Because last year with COVID, I was totally scared of going anywhere. So to get out of the house,
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
I was really in a bad funk. Like, were you in a bad funk with
I was
COVID?
for a little bit at first, and it took me a little while because I had to work from home and I was on the computer like this on Zoom, every day, all day long, and it took a while to adjust to that. And then it kind of balanced out. But I had to be intentional and careful and exercise and write and work on different projects because it was tough for a little while. But I did okay. But I would say like I usually stay busy and I am busier than ever. And I just think that after the past year and a half or 2 or 3 years even that we've had, a lot of people are struggling and I'm extremely busy these days because of that. Usually I'm booked out like maybe 2 weeks in advance, and I'm probably 4 to 5 weeks in out right now. It's really busy.
Yeah, they're saying like people's mental health is
Hmm.
like really declined because everyone's been staying at home.
Right.
Some people lost people thanks to
Hmm.
some family members thanks to COVID. I actually went through a trauma with myself.
Mm.
Um, my mom's boyfriend got COVID and then she got COVID. And of course, me being the loving son that I am, went to her house when Gina went to the hospital and got diagnosed COVID. And so she got COVID while she was taking care of Gino, and I got COVID.
Oh no.
But in defense, Gino and Mom have been very careful.
Hmm.
The only problem was one of their friends wasn't,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
that's how
Yeah.
he got COVID because he stayed socially distant, but he caught it anyway, sadly. So
It's really peculiar because I know some people who are not careful at all and they haven't gotten it. And some of the people that I know are extremely careful have gotten it. So it doesn't seem to have a whole lot of rhyme or reason, unfortunately.
yeah, it's really strange, how this virus can hit particular people and some people not at all, and it's like what is in their immune system that is
Right.
making them like the carriers maybe,
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
people who aren't affected doesn't necessarily mean that they have COVID. They might have
Right,
it through their body and like they don't know it, and so you
right,
can give it to someone else
right.
who has who has not been affected or could get affected by COVID.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, so like for me, like you said, I've been exercising and stuff. So that was me too, but I wrote a lot. What helps me the most was going back to what I did when I was little, being sick.
Mm,
I was a very sick kid. I was very medically challenged.
mm.
Are you medically challenged or no? Or know
I
anyone that's
actually do have
medically challenged?
I have a bunch of random small, ailments and things like that. It didn't necessarily hold me back a whole lot, but it was difficult. I mean, I'm legally blind in one eye. I had ankle surgery last year. I have glaucoma, and all these just little things, but nothing that's super held me back.
Well, I had a lot. I was a very sick kid. I was so sick. I was even in the Akron Beacon Journal newspaper. I'll
Oh
send you
wow.
it maybe because I
Sure.
put it in a story on Instagram. But I went back to what I used to do when I was a sick kid was play video games. And so I played multiplayer video games a lot.
Hmm.
Um, but I played a lot of apocalyptic games. So I played, I don't know if you heard of any of these, Borderlands, Borderlands 3. Um, I also, what else did I play? There was Borderlands, and that's actually how I got into Fortnite. Was last year with
Okay.
COVID. There was in spring of last year there was a spy theme, and I really love spying. I really love mystery,
Hmm.
detective. So spy was like what hooked me into Fortnite.
Right. Gotcha.
So um, yeah, it was really easy for me because I got reached out to people. I reached out
Yeah.
to people who I even met people who excuse me. I even met people who got into Fortnite because of the same thing that I did was because of COVID. Stuck in
Right.
the house, nothing to do.
Right.
So, what is your opinion on the vaccines that we've now have?
Woo! Woo, woo. That's a loaded question. I'll do my best to answer quickly. I got
Um,
a client in about 60 seconds, so I'm gonna have to get off. I'll have to get off
okay.
shortly, but yeah, I don't really know. I'm not a super politically minded person. I never have been, and so it's so much drama. I don't know what the right thing is. I know there are potential concerns and worries, but I went ahead and got the vaccine, doing a little bit of research and thinking, and I decided to do that. I just decided that was the best decision for me. But yeah, I'm one that people can make their own decisions. I'm not here to judge or tell people what they should or shouldn't do, whatever. Was doing a little research recently about there's a lot of concerns that it hasn't been vetted enough, and then I read this journal article that was saying that it there's actually, because it was so intensely put out there, we actually have more data already than we typically would if something took longer to vet. So I'm like, okay, that's actually interesting. And then they said that, potentially the side effects of getting it could potentially be worse. They're looking like the long term effects of getting it could be worse than having the vaccine. And I don't know what that really means, but yeah, I don't know. I I typically stay out that a little bit just to let people
Oh,
have their own
sorry.
opinions. No, it's okay. No,
Yeah, I should have. I forgot to mention if there's anything you don't feel uncomfortable, just
no,
let me
yeah,
know.
yeah. Yeah, I don't mind telling you where I stand with that, but I just let people make their own decisions and choose not
Right, me
to
too.
hate on people because of their choices or
Yeah,
whatever.
me neither. I even have a friend who is against it, and I just still like her as a friend. She's
Yeah,
been a really
exactly.
good friend to me. So,
Absolutely.
no hate on the unvaccinated. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. Well,
Absolutely.
thank you for being on my
Absolutely. It was a
channel.
pleasure. It was a
Yeah,
pleasure.
and if there's any time you want to come on again, talk about anything, I honestly am just doing this podcast to cope with my social anxiety during this pandemic.
I love
So,
it. It's great. It's smart. You're being creative, and I'm encouraging people all the time to be creative and find ways to take a little risk and stretch themselves a little bit. So good on you.
all right. Thank you.
All right. Absolutely. Take care. Good luck with your writing.
You too.